Welcome to the module on Web 2.0 Tools for Productivity. Educators, we can't work any harder. We have to work smarter. And that's what I hope to bring to you, some online tools that can help you be more productive in your job inside school and outside of school. I want to show you some strategies for teamwork online, note-taking, all different things. You're going to really enjoy this module. All right, let's start with a wiki. And if you've never heard the term wiki, don't worry about it. What wiki is, it actually means in Hawaiian, fast. A wiki is a way for us all to virtually get on the same page. And one person sets the wiki and then invites other people to collaborate on the wiki. Your wiki can be locked down and just the teacher and the students, or it can be wide open to let anybody edit the wiki. So let's take a look. Now, to get started, I love working with the team at wikispaces.com. And at Wikispaces, on their opening screen, you have to make sure that you click that you are an educator. And make sure, if you want to set one up, and then make sure you use your school address, web address, because they'll look to say, oh, I see it's a .org or whatever. But they're giving away free Wikispaces for education. And the great folks at Wikispaces, this is where I've had my wiki for probably about 3 years now. And this is what a wiki looks like. Now, why do you care and want to learn about a wiki? Is because a wiki allows one document, not variations, emailed back and forth, which is the most recent, whatever. It brings everybody to the document. So whoever you'd like involved. So let's just imagine if I was on a third grade team and we had a third grade planning wiki. I'd invite the third grade teachers, any special ed support, any other supporting folks that support other people in third grade, and I'd invite my administrator. And here is where everything for third grade would live. So imagine looking at the screen here, if this was my third grade wiki, there might be a page for field trips, there might be a page for each of the main subject areas, there could be a page for team meetings, all your notes would go in here. And then let's say we have a team member that's out ill. They can still follow along with what's going on in third grade by just going to the wiki. But now we're not sending attachments back and forth, we're not dealing with email, we're not dealing with all that mess. Everything is in one place. Now, what if we get a new team member? Oh, don't worry about it. Everything we know about third grade is right on the wiki. Can you imagine how many hours of time that would save? And so that's what we want to think about as a wiki as a time saver, as a way to bring everybody virtually to the same page. I'm on a couple of committees that this is how we do everything. All of the, everything, all the information, it's on the wiki, it's on the wiki, it's on the wiki. And that way we all can stay on the same page even between meetings. So we are trying to get better about having everybody. People are just like hesitant because they don't understand the world of wikis. Try it. Go to wikispaces.com and make a free account and try it. You can upload videos if you want, documents of all different types, images, and if somebody makes a big mess and deleted everything by mistake, you don't worry. See the tab across the top that says history? You can go into the history and revert back. You can also set up a discussion. So let's say you want to have literature circle discussions with your students. And you could say before next Tuesday, log on to the wiki, and under the discussion tab across the top, you can go ahead and have that book talk. And what's nice about that in the history, if you ask that student to read and respond 3 times during the week, you can see it's right there. Now, I had this, she was a hilarious teacher. In one of my professional development sessions, she actually went into Wikipedia and changed the date that Pearl Harbor happened. She just wanted to see if she could. And it was immediately, and then she watched it and kept refreshing her screen. Within 2 minutes, I think, it was changed back to the appropriate date because somebody somewhere in the world had probably, across the top again, you can see that Notify Me tab. Somebody owned the Pearl Harbor page, and they were notified when the squirrely teacher decided to make the change in history. And so that notify me. You can do that if you wanted to. I've actually turned my notify me off because it was like beeping all the time. Oh, this page has been changed and this page has been changed. I only work with the adult learners, so I'm really okay with that. But the notify me is kind of a nice thing. Now, Wiki Spaces isn't the only place. Another great place to make a wiki, and free again for teachers, is PB Works. Now, I am writing my next book with a team, and we're all most of us are in different countries, and so it gets a little bit difficult. And we're still at the point we're sending attachments. I'm like, no, let's get on the wiki and let's all collaborate. But we have a couple team members that are just not there yet. We'll get there. We'll get there. This is an example. This is a wiki that my friend made for other people to find people to Twitter with. So it's a directory, and what's nice about this is you can find it and go look for speech paths that Twitter, or go find a principal that Twitters, and it's a directory that other people can edit. So this one would be like my wiki. It's wide open where other people can do that editing piece. Now, I mentioned SchoolTown in a number of different modules, mainly because I'm a raving fan. But I wanted to put it in here because it really helps me to be a more productive teacher. And the great folks at SchoolTown have made this environment that I can be as a teacher. I don't have to exchange paper back and forth. All our files are uploaded here. I have a portfolio of every single person. I've been using it for 3 years. Every single person that's been in my camp for the past 3 years, every teacher, I can go back to their portfolio and see exactly what they've done, which really is, as from a productivity standpoint, is great. The organization piece is what I really struggled with when I was in the classroom. I take my records and I'd be taking notes here and notes there, and there's just so much commotion going on in most classrooms. It's really hard to stay organized. This makes me more productive. This is SchoolTown. This has a fee, and it's a subscription that you can buy. But what it does is it eliminates paper and everything else being exchanged. I love it. SchoolTown.net is where you go to find out more information. At least check out the free trial, because there is a free trial. I think you will find that you'll be a raving fan just like me. All right, Moodle is free. But on the flip side, I'm pretty techie. I have a really hard time managing Moodle. On the server side, I'm techie from how can I use technology in the classroom, but I get into some of the server support and I need to update this and so on. I'm going to go back to my good friends at SchoolTown and let them manage everything behind it, and I focus on teaching. But Moodle, it's free, and so it's at least a place to start. Okay, now Google Earth. I struggled with putting it in here because I could talk about Google Earth all day. I love the visual, multimedia, everything else, but I put it into productivity because there is the ability in Google Earth to add layers of information. So you can overlay, basically, information within Google Earth, and you can do the same thing within Google Maps, but you can overlay information, and I'll show you kind of an example of that. So Google Earth, you can find virtually anything, anywhere in the world. But what's neat, what a lot of people don't know, is there's an archive behind Google Earth on their website that you basically can go in and see what did London look like what was it? It was like, what did London look like at this time period? So imagine if you were reading a novel with students, you can go back and say, here, let's look at what London looked like. It's just the possibilities are so, it's so much more than just going on your vacation and seeing, your virtual preview of where you're going. So again, this is a piece of software that has to be downloaded. So you may have to work with your tech department to get it downloaded. And what a lot of people don't know is not every computer can take Google Earth because it is so graphic and needs a pretty decent graphic card. And never herd a group of students into the computer lab and try everybody going to Google Earth. Yikes! There goes the network. It's just too much. It's too intense. All right, Google Maps. This is where you can overlay different information. Now, Google Maps is tied with Google. So when you search, let's say you want to go visit I'm not far from Chicago, and let's say you want pizza in Chicago. You can come in and put pizza in Chicago, and it's going to overlay every single pizza place in Chicago, and we have a lot of them. And then you can click and look. But what I love is when I go to a city I'm traveling, I can go ahead and then I get the reviews, and then I can pick out exactly where I want. How far do I want to travel? I can do all those, make those important decisions. This one is all the active volcanoes. So this information I said earlier about information being overlaid. That's what this is the volcano information has been overlaid in Google Maps, and that's where you're getting the little dots, and then on the left that's where you're getting more information. So this kind of overlay is really interesting. The other nice thing too is you can of course put in search directions and you can see things, but you can go between the maps and the satellite view, which is nice. Now, Google Maps, unlike Google Earth, is online, so you don't have to worry about that whole software install and all that other stuff that very often gets in the way at school. I know that. So, and this one doesn't take nearly the network resources that the Google Earth does. Okay, Evernote, we hit Evernote in depth in another module, but I just want to talk about productivity. And back to my days in the classroom when I have a note here, note there, note there. Forget it. Evernote brings everything together. So you can access it on your phone, you can access it on the computer, you can type notes, record notes as you're not when you're driving, audio, you can record. You can, I think you can use your webcam too, but the great thing is everything's tied into one account, your Evernote account, and so you can access information from everywhere. I'm very often on the road, and I really rely on Evernote. I take pictures of things that I want to remember, and it syncs with my account. I think I have mine to set up like every 15 minutes. It does a sync. A book I want to buy on Amazon, I don't have time to get it right now. Let me snap a picture of it. But Evernote really, really will help you be more productive. And I think every kid should have an Evernote account. We could take notes, then they could access them from their phones, and this is really, and of course it's free, which we like. You can go premium. You don't need to go premium. I've been free for years and I'm doing just fine. All right, delicious. I think I just like to say it. Delicious. It is social bookmarking, but I don't care what you call it. I love it because I can access my bookmarks on any computer at any time. I log into my Delicious account, delicious.com, and then there are all my bookmarks. Great, great, great. But it goes better than that. Other people can share their bookmarks. So let's say I was looking one day before a presentation and I needed some smartboard resources. Oh, did a quick search within Delicious, and I found more resources than I could cover in a year, I think. And it was because people had bookmarked all these great things and then left them open for other people. And so the whole spirit of collaboration is what Delicious is all about. And so I figured if I've already organized things for a workshop, here, all of you go ahead, use them. So I use social networking, and I used social bookmarking in Delicious all the time. I love it. Okay, now I had to really just cut down my list because I only could fit so many in this module. But it's all about working smarter and being more productive. And now that we have all these tools and apps and ways to access information, we have to really focus on the productivity piece of it, is which tool would be the best. Now, as we went through wikis, I really hope you go back and sign up. It's free. Sign up and try and play. Invite some of your friends in and just see what's possible. There are families that manage everything through a wiki, and just investigate that. Social bookmarking, or SchoolTown also has a free trial. Moodle, good luck. You can do it. You can do it. If you're really techie or know somebody that is, you'll be fine. And then Google Earth and Google Maps, to not just for their pure application, but for the layering of information. So thanks for joining me for this module.